All right. Hey, hello, hi guys. Conversations with Phumzile, the girl next door, season 2. We are here. So, sure, it's been a minute. I've posted
an hour.
I've posted conversations with Ulerato under season 2, but we meant to do season 1 review before. So guys, this is Phumzile wakamnisi umvuleni kwadla intombeni simvula. So the girl next door, hashtag the girl next door. We loving what we do. Yeah, maybe you're wondering, is this the new person that we need to interview today? No. So I invited, or should I say I invited, or she has invited herself. So most people knows that she's been managing part of my project and my social media. If you see me look good and some of the posts, all the conversations, the videos that are done, she's helping me upload, and making me look good. Yes, I'm in the PR and marketing and brand and social media profession, but this social one is handled by Ma-Auntieza, Mbaliyezwe Auntie wabancane nabadala. So she was supposed to be a ghost lady, as we learn from your McG's and them.
Okay.
So man, the ghost
transformation of this video.
Yes.
From the way it began
to where it is now. And I think we definitely going with this now that we are here. Welcome on board, Ma-Auntieza. How are you, Mbaliyezwe?
How am I? I'm better. I've been disappearing. That's why she said in the other video, she was like, when she's here or underground. So I'm back and I'm better. And how are you?
Yeah, no, I'm good. We love the holidays because I get to do this with you. Taking a bit of a break because when you are not on school break, you're not available for me, and then I don't get to do what I'm supposed to do. But thank you for organizing my conversations with Phumzile.
Review.
Yes.
Pagati.
So guys, thank you so much to the 166 subscribers, and thank you for the friends of Conversations with Phumzile. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for trusting and believing in us and continuing to say hey, continue to do what you're doing. It's motivating, it's encouraging, and that's why we do what we do. So today we're gonna go through how it all started, where we've been, and where we're going, hopefully. And we're also gonna ask you on your comments what you would like to see going forward with Conversations with Phumzile. So I'll let Mbali, Ma-Auntieza, to interview me, actually. So now it's Conversations with Phumzile, but
with the richest, youngest auntie you know.
Yes.
You know what it's
with the auntie.
Auntie Babagoko.
Oh yeah, guys, this is my life.
Of the young and old. So, okay.
I'll let you start.
Let's begin with the tea. Let's go in. So, how we always see this name. Everyone has different YouTube names.
Yeah.
Yours is actually very weird and different. Conversations with Phumzile.
Yeah.
Where did that name come from? And how did you get onto this platform?
Okay, so Conversations with Phumzile, I'll be lying if I would say I really know. Like, when sometimes you think of a logo or a name of a company, you go through all the stuff to get to where the name is. But generally, I am a conversationalist. Now I can say that proper. I love conversations. I love having a conversation with people where it can start from how are you, Unjani, and it can get deeper than just the greeting. So I always knew
from
that
to my deepest fear.
And I've been through exactly. So Conversation with Phumzile, I think it started from that, but for it to become the brand name of the channel, for it to become where it is now, and a platform or platforms that are
platforms
Yeah. So I started a blog
Okay.
where I would have conversations in my head, and I would then put them down and just post it on WordPress. So WordPress. So as I continued with conversations with the Phumzile, the other thing that I used to do is parties. I used to sell. I used to be a reseller from Pure Romance. So I used to do parties or edutainment with women or different, mostly it was women, you know, like your bridal showers, your baby showers, or your women's month, when I'll be invited to come talk about Pure Romance. And most of the sessions will end up with more conversation than us selling the product, or than me selling the product. I used to talk on liberation, sexual liberation. I used to talk about being one with the other and what does it mean, you know, and how to have such conversations or deeper conversation when what matters in your life, in your sexual life, with the other party that you're going to invite. So those conversations became deeper and deeper, and I'll get invited more and more and more, to a point whereby I stopped with the product. I stopped with the product. It didn't make sense for me anymore, and because I was growth, yes, but I was also enjoying the conversations
and not what you're showcasing.
Not, yes.
So it moved from showcasing to masculine.
Yes, the talks. And on the other side, you know, but when you opportunity will come, and you will get it if you were prepared for it, you know.
Opportunity meets preparation.
Yes, when opportunity meets preparation. So I think in my journey, there's been other preparations that met some opportunities. I did life coaching training some time ago. I have a certificate, but when I did that, I was struggling with a lot of things, your self-confidence, self-esteem, and wherever, when I show up, most of the time, people will always think, yo, girl, you are confident, you can talk, you can do this, but they didn't know what was happening.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Confuse the enemy.
Confuse the enemy.
Confuse about target. So self-esteem issue, but everyone is like, oh,
yes,
I want your.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And how people viewed me and how I viewed myself was totally different things. So that's how I went into coaching, you know, because the way I saw myself.
Okay, how did you see yourself?
No, like I'm saying, I had self-esteem issues, confidence issues, on a whole lot of things. I never, like, you know, you don't think you're smart enough, you don't think your opinion matters, you don't think you're beautiful, you don't think, there was a lot of things, you know, and my profession calls for me to be in the public eye.
Everything,
you know, where you would have to present somewhere, you have to talk to people all the time, you know. So I'm always always been client facing. You know?
On that, so with the self-esteem issues, then now is it still the same or has it changed?
The short answer is, life begins at 40.
Right.
Those who understand it, you would know, because you get to a point in life where you are so sure of who you are. You know, the age gets your wisdom, your growth, things that mattered then. I think when I turn 40 and above, really don't matter, because this is who I am. Everything that I have, you know, physical. If we can just digress a little bit, if I go to physical, I have big booty. I have big boobs, and I've been thin before the kids, and I've tried to lose weight, and it happened, but I gained back the weight, but I stopped worrying about how I look and loved the person that I am and the body that I have at the time. If I need to alter it, or when I have a different body, if I can do it, it doesn't exactly. So that changed, I think. Self-love and understanding that the body you in is the body you in, but there's more to you than
the body is literally like 5%.
The transportation,
95% is that soul, that mind, that heart.
Yes, and people see that.
That's that's actually why then people would see you in that way. Because of what's.
Then I didn't focus on that. I looked at self from outside, never self from inside. So I did the coaching.
Coaching, yes, back to coaching, yeah.
Back to coaching. So then I would have sessions, coaching sessions with individuals and all that, and I would put it out there. And this great thing happened where back to opportunity, preparation meets opportunity. And then Ikwekwezi found my name somewhere, and actually it was an odd experience because when they called me, they had my name in the list of the life coaches that they wanted to host. But I don't know when, when, but anyway, it happened. And we had great conversations. So I would go Tuesdays. I had a segment on Tuesdays. What was it called? Ngimingawe, you know? Ngimingawe, yeah. So when...
What does that mean?
Like you get uplifted by the others. Maumile with the strength. So today it might be the person or who, you know, onkulisayo but ngimi nawe, you know.
That's so deep.
It is
like
deep.
That is so, it's so you.
Yes. So they were having those conversations where our viewers will be able to learn, will draw strength from it. We had topics about finances and marital issues. We had topic about parenting, single parenting or parenting with different beliefs, and I blogged about them. I wrote about those conversations. So, and when I saw those videos and people who wanted the video because they were listening and they were asking for the link, you know, to the video, and we couldn't find it. Luckily, for some reason, we did record on video. Then I posted on the YouTube channel. So I started the channel and then posting it.
So that's out of nowhere, you're like...
So I don't want to lose the content.
Okay.
You know, I didn't want to lose the content. And, you know, having people who would advise you to say, oh, I was listening to you. Oh, I saw that you posted on Facebook. Why don't you continue and have this and all that? So that's how Conversations with Phumzile, the Girl Next Door, then grew to become a YouTube channel, a podcast.
And how old is your baby now?
4 years.
Ha!
Because it's before COVID.
Sure.
3-4 years. It's before COVID.
4 years.
Yeah.
Are you still blogging?
Sure. I haven't. I haven't in a while. I still do have conversations in my head, but I haven't been writing them down. And I've been trying to write my book.
You hear that?
I've been
trying.
You heard it
here first. You heard it here first.
So I've been trying. So, the thoughts that I write, or I've been writing more my story, you know, my so-called life, you know, which includes conversations that I've also had in the channel. So we'll see where now the blogging meets writing.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So that question, how did we start? How did you get here? That's how the channel got
so
to
now looking at your channel,
yes,
where is it going? From where it is now, what is the vision, the mission? Where are we going? Like it as a whole body.
Where is it going?
Where do you see it in a few years? Where would you want it to be?
I think we need to have a strategic session and plan for that. I'm kidding.
I do business studies. If you need help with that,
we are here.
I do business studies. I can assist.
Yes. So, at first, I always said I want to see where the channel will take me, you know, and not plan for it.
That's different.
But where we are now, I don't know how many 20 odd conversations we've had so far.
More than that.
I know. So conversations that we've had so far, I would like to see conversations get a platform maybe on the bigger channels like your TV.
Okay.
I can say not necessarily your Moja Labs, or there's a honey product, there's a honey channel and all that, but those channels that offer more real content, offer more real people, you know. I think SABC2, SABC3,
so
or 3 Talks and all channel that
and a platform that's in line with conversations.
Yes.
So you're not just going to go on any segment because you want to be on that.
Yes.
Okay.
That so that's why I'm saying it would be nice to let people find Conversations with Phumzile. You know, let the channel find us. You know, we are preparing for that channel, whatever it is. So what we're doing, we are preparing for it. So that's the vision, and also to have your physical events twice a year. One where I invite different people on different topics and then have panel discussion and have people also joining to be part of it. And we've hosted 2 already, physical conversations with Phumzile. And with the physical one, what I like to always do is to invite other people to have like a market to sell their businesses, which has also that platform wants to grow that. The platform wants to encourage buying from each other, as African people, that kind of, let's buy from each other, buy a person, buy their business, buy their product, so that sikulisane sonke. And then we've moved to hiking as well.
Next
we have
event.
Yes, we hosted one
event. So
yes.
we have a platform, a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And then it has the events, and now it has the hiking,
your outdoor activity. Yes, where I call it hiking with a difference. So it has nothing to do with the health part of it, but hiking with the difference. Yes.
Yeah, so deep.
And I created deepness. So yeah, where we hug the trees. The funniest thing with that, I just laughed because we did the hiking with the difference and we did a tree hugging, and later on Subu's video went viral about hugging a tree,
But what is
and
that?
We're like,
why are you hugging trees?
Yeah,
where does that come from?
It's very therapeutic. It's a spiritual thing. We are one with earth as people. That's why when somebody passes on, there's a passage that says umhlaba emhlabeni. So mabathi umhlaba emhlabeni uthuli uthulini. That's who we are. We are one with nature, and experiencing the relationship with nature. It's you can't explain until you do it. If I don't know when people say be grounded or you are grounded, until you take off your shoes and really feel your feet on the ground, you would understand what does being grounded mean. When you feel inhlabathi or urutshani under your feet. If you practice those things, being one with nature, I'm glad that these are the things that you do it even better than us. So yogas and stuff. So that's why conversations with the Phumzile, and that's why the hiking with the difference was more about introducing people to a relationship with nature.
And I think also that I remember being there. I think also it helps with that ego, that battle with ego, because you're thinking, why are we hugging a tree?
Yeah.
So hug is flat.
Yes.
And then you do it, and then the same person's gonna be like,
yes. Those are the things that you just have to feel.
Nah.
You have to experience. You must be there to experience it. We can explain it. There's books about it. You can Google now benefits of hugging a tree. But until you do it, it's different. So yes, channel events, activities. We're also hoping to have your meditations and retreats. As conversations with the Phumzile, where we go.
Number 3, we're counting activities. Hiking with the difference. Yoga. The event. Annual, yearly event. Ne?
Yeah.
2, the hiking with the difference. 3, yoga. 4, meditation all day
and
together.
Retreat. Yeah, meditation and retreats. We'll try and have it together. But
what's a retreat? Let's start there.
So a retreat is also an activity.
Okay.
There's different types of retreats. You can go. It's where you go to a space or a space or place where you're gonna go be with self. Other retreats you can do it as an individual. Others will have, like we would have your yoga class where you go out, no cell phone, no anything, and the retreat on that day would be quietness, be still. Not talking for 3 hours, sitting in one position.
Speech fast. It's speech fast.
It's speech fast. What is speech fast?
I mean, you're not talking for 3 hours.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a speech fast.
Speech fast.
The fasting. Yeah.
And I read that it's even in the Bible.
Okay.
Don't quote me. I heard this from somewhere.
Yes.
But when you go pray in Tabeni, because umoya is not easy to find, and after praying for so long, you can't come back and then you are You need to. It's that stillness, that shutdown where you are just quiet until you are back again. So it's like in line.
Not true. You know what? Spirit is a very it's a like different thing that one needs to make time for it, to connect with it. And as soon as you learn how to connect with the spirit, it becomes a lifestyle. And yes, you can pray, you can close your eyes and pray. Sometimes when you pray, your mind still goes everywhere else while you are praying, but you're thinking about everything. You're thinking about the bills for some of us who work, you're thinking about the kids, you're thinking about everything. When you go to church, there's music, there's joy, you meet a different spirit, or you get into a different spiritual space. So now, you alone, how do you then connect in a space whereby there is no disturbance?
So you're meeting that part of yourself without external things activating that.
Hey, so that can be still, be quiet. And no matter how much you want to talk to somebody or open the Bible or read or sing or do anything, there isn't that. You go to a retreat, a place of quietness where you sit and you are quiet with yourself and you quiet your mind. Yes, meditation, you can do that, and somebody else tells you to breathe in, breathe out, still quiet your body. There's audios and videos that you can follow. But when you go to a place whereby we're saying, as you enter there, take a seat, take a position, or find a place comfortable for you. We're gonna sit here for 3 hours. You close your eyes and just be with you.
Can we have one next week before I go to school?
So those kind of things, and then we're gonna introduce the meditation, the chakra meditation, and that I'll be partnering with people who know the subject and doing it very well. Are you wink nudge? Okay, maybe she's gonna be definitely coordinating the chakra meditation. So knowing the 7 chakras, where they are, where they reside, and what each chakra needs.
Unblocking them.
Yes, and hoping that when we do these sessions, when people go home, they can continue.
You don't just you take from the space and you continue.
So those are the channels or the activities
this
around.
Is more of I think what I'm getting from this, because I know I help you with this. But I think now I understand that this is not just a YouTube channel. I think it's more of it's like a seed planter and expansion, and it continues to. There's so much you're giving. It's not just a YouTube channel. No, it's not just a YouTube channel. I think it's a space. I wanna be Phumzile, which means relief. I want to be that channel to people that people will find growth, people will heal, people will find meaning in their lives, without materialistic things or life where you are not who you are because of what you have, but who you are because of who you are and how you are in connecting with self. So that it doesn't matter how you grow up, where you grow up, the values that you come from, but you find yourself and your own personal meaning. So, and that's why Conversations with Phumzile, inviting different people to share their stories, so that you can see how, as individuals, might even have similar stories, but we deal with the similar stories differently. And how resilience and how other people, find themselves from different situations. On that note. So season 1, if you've paid attention, has different themes, and themes are as follows. We have grief, we have marriage, we have spirituality and religion, and we have what we would call the people we call difference makers. But before we go far, and mental health. Ooh. So we're gonna start with the heaviest one for me personally. Heaviest for anyone actually. Grief. How to handle grief? How and just reflecting on the interviews we had with these people and their different stories.
Okay, so what do you want to know? So
No, my personal favorite, can I just share?
Okay.
If she sees this, she must just know that video. Yo. Where Nomaswazi spoke about the death of losing her husband and her story with her family and where she is from, getting married young and then you lose your partner and you're left with kids and where she is, how she got, like, from then to now. It's a difference. It's like it's a life changing, like, hey, it's big. So for me, I was just touched by how, like, there's so many things that happen in life, but you get up and you go, even though you don't know where you're going, but you're going. You don't stop.
So you just covered it very well.
Me, no. No, I think because that was my favorite. So I was saying, for me, okay, then I'll give Usisbui Tlajwayo. You'll tell them what that was about.
Okay.
And we have the Ramokopas. Beautiful couple.
Funny, when we were when we were reviewing the videos that we have, because I've never looked at the themes that came up until we did that today, checking each one and how to categorize them, and funny, the different makers, religion and spirituality, mental health, your grief, and okay, we'll talk about my solo videos. So with the grief, or family and grief, it's also not only grief, but it's love, it's family, and then grief, because it's people who fell in love, who got married very young and never thought they would lose their partners or their loved ones early on in life, and when that happened, the three people, which is Yesus Nomaswazi, Sis Ubuyi, and then Gerald Ramohoba. It's people that I knew very close, or I know close, and we're still very like friends. What for me, how can I put it? Because it was difficult for me to ask them questions that I wanted to know,
at that time,
how they are, at the time, how they are. We never spoke about their grief, we never spoke about their loss, everything was Pezulu, and in particular with Nomasazi, I avoided her, after her husband's passing. I think our friendship got a gap, but it's because I didn't know how to be, and be there for her, so
why
the
do
platform,
you think that is?
I don't know. One, you feel sad for somebody else. You feel sad for them, and you kind of feel. I just felt like when I'm with them, if the topic of husband coming up, I wouldn't know what to say, But everything was in my mind, So the platform gave me the opportunity to ask the questions that I wanted to ask, without them feeling like, why are you asking? Or, it's not the time. Or, not today, I don't want to talk about it. So the platform it's easy for me to schedule a time and saying, this is what I want to know. And I hope we can also teach other friends. So as I learn about your grief, we are able to teach other people when it happens, know that it's okay to continue to be a friend. It's okay, to be there in your best, even if you're just sitting there and quiet and not asking any questions.
But your presence.
So but the strength as well that came with what happened to them, how they overcome it, and being a like, you have parents, you have a partner, who's helping you, and then the next thing, now you are a single parent, the transitioning, so it's things that happen in life that we never talk about.
Knowing how to be there, I just remembered from one of the videos, Yaga Mambui Tlajwayo, she had a friend who would come over and she would close herself in as Valelendlini and not want anything to, and that friend was like, I know you're home, I'm gonna come, So I think also these videos bring awareness. Be that friend.
They
don't allow. Be that friend.
Yeah.
Be that friend, because Yeah.
So it's as if you've lost a loved one.
I have. Let me tell you, I have.
Okay, no, we'll come back to that.
But on that,
yeah.
how do you have you had have you experienced loss in that way, and how are you here?
Okay. I think I experienced loss. I was still not young, because I was in my 20s. Obviously, I was working already. But compare to now.
Okay.
Yes, knowing what I know now, then I was not connected, to the loss that much. But these losses stayed with me. I lost my grandparents, I lost my aunt, and then I lost my brother. So I think the closest one where I got to understand losing somebody is when I lost my younger brother, Uzakele. And it has been difficult. It still is difficult. That's the funniest thing, that you might not cry, but I sometimes find myself staring at his pictures and ask him, why aren't you here? Because now I can have the conversations with you. Now I can call on a brother. Now I know what help would have needed. Now I know when I go home, when I speak to my brother, when we have challenges with our kids and all that. Now, no, it was too soon. I still wonder how it happened and why it happened. And what. So you kind of not get over it. Worse than when you lose a partner, like a loved one, like a father of kids or a mother of kids. So hence these conversations, like Gerald lost his wife, the first wife, his first wife. So I also had to find out, how did you deal as a male through that? So those are the stories that build, and I'm hoping that other people, and they're very few. So I have other people who would like to be interviewed, and we're planning another conversations with the Phumzile. I think this one particular person asked me if we can have a session for people who have lost their partners to come, but let it be for only them on a panel, so that they can talk about the myths. They can talk about the issues that people, like, as an example, if you go to church, or if you have a certain you are a reverend, let me just put it out there, you have a certain role, in the church, how you are healing. People feel like because you know God, you are closer to God, you know how to pray for other people, and it's easy for you to heal. Those kind of conversations. Or how do you deal with a family, your partner, those relationships after that, those relationships, when you lose something. So there's a lot of things that people who go through that.
So it's not just the loss.
It's not just the loss.
There's the loss.
Everything.
Everything.
There's
around
everything.
It.
There's inzilo. Things of inzilo that sometimes we also don't even understand. Why other people wear blue? Why other people wear black? How many months? How many years? Who decide? And how does those things affect you?
You having to do this thing.
Yes. I remember most people will say, not let me say most people. Let me rephrase that. I remember we went to take food parcel to one of the families from my church, and I didn't know that. So when I was handing over the food, she said, no, put it on the table, on the floor. She can't receive them like that.
Okay.
But because it was not the time and the place for me to ask why.
You just did
I just did as I told. So everything we had to put it there, and no gubonga, so no hugs and all that. So those kind of things. Crazy. So hence these conversations, those awareness, I think they assist.
On this grief, also with that, for my curriculum, yes, Zulu, I do Zulu. So there was this book. So my dad and I were reading it, and he was explaining something about just how South Africa is, and not understanding these cultural things. And with that also, in a sense, that's why that person dala then, because now it's not as common.
It's
not as
true
common.
Actually, there is a change.
But now you'd wear lenzilo, and people would know it's okay, like I would to nesinyama, but it's because you're mourning off this energy that you used to. So this energy is still with you, so you're still mourning it off. So now and the dangers of being with someone who's still mourning.
Yeah.
That people don't know. So if you don't know somebody's mourning, and then you wouldn't know.
Yeah. So that gear as a form of protection, is a form of giving you time, and also for people around you to see that this person is in mourning and treat them in a certain way, not with but with respect. You know, people fight, like, as an example, you go in the taxi and then taxi driver tell you where to get off, but they might be less yes. You know, when you go to a shop, people will be gentle with your spirit, with your soul at the time, because that's what it requires at that time, you know. But like, it would be nice to get to know the history of Phumzile and what it is.
Panel, gonna be touching on that.
Yes. So hopefully that events will happen. That events will happen. It's packed. It's gonna be packed. Yeah.
I'm gonna put that clip there. Moving on to our second theme, and in this new age, post-COVID, even the monkeypox, but the awareness of mental health.
Yeah.
Woo!
Sure. Yeah.
Before we go to the people you interviewed, where do you stand? Your understanding of a healthy, mentally clear mind.
To be honest, there is no healthy mental clear mind. I think as we grow from the young age, you know, I think the age where we can say people have a healthy, clear mental age is kids, you know, before getting into school, you know. I think from day one, you worry about uniform, you worry about class, you worry about so your mind
the kind of pencils you want, stationery,
and over and above that, the family that you come from, sometimes there's other things at home. When you get to school, you worry about a whole lot of things, so your mind starts getting busier and busier and busier, and you know, get affected by a whole lot of things that happening in your life as you grow as a person, because growth is also different from you. As you develop, you meet other people, they might not be in your level, you start questioning where you are as a young person as you grow, be it preteen or teen or adult. So that happens in your mind alone. You know, and that can come in with a lot of clutter. Maybe my background is like this, maybe because I'm black, maybe because I'm from, you know, whatever the case might be, your surname, or if your parents
you
choose girl or kumekasi, that already distorts the mind. So healthy mind goes immediately. You know what I mean? So, and then as you continue to grow, then there are things that happen to you personally. There's activities or part of life happens to you, and how you deal with those things. We spoke about grief currently, you know, there's gender-based violence, there's everything else, there's relationship, there's, you know, people living or not living, there's divorce, there's miscarriages, there's everything that happens to you where your mind now needs to be one with. That's why I'm saying there is no healthy state. But I've gone through stuff myself, and I've gone to a point where I got to understand the difference when I can say my mind is sort of healthy, because maybe I'm thinking positive things. So maybe I'm always better space. Yeah, I'm more excited about stuff. I wake up in the morning, I know what's my next, I know what I want to do. So I've experienced that, and I've experienced a part whereby I want nothing to do with life. I don't want to wake up. You know, there was a time in my life where I changed jobs, and that was the most miserable year of my entire life. That's how I also knew, that's when I knew there was depression in my life. I think, I think it was before, it was like
20 what?
Do I remember? But it was before 2018.
Maybe the year before.
Yeah, before 2018. So
now you can
got to
differentiate between a good space and a lower.
Yes, and also being diagnosed, you know, with clinical depression, and understanding what it is a sickness, it is a disease.
Hey, and you're from the black community,
you know.
Yeah.
So, and all
how
of
did
those
you get
things,
there to being diagnosed?
So I think because I could feel that I'm not well. I could feel that, they're waking up in the morning. It's tougher every day. I felt my body was shutting down. I didn't want to eat, but then I had to go to consult, go to the doctor. That when they asked me several questions, then
What kind
the
of questions
diagnosis. I think what I'll do with that, it will be nice to get somebody to talk about, when you are not a doctor and all that.
Yeah. And this is just a review.
Yes.
This is just a review.
Yeah.
So imagine, subscribe.
Yeah.
Asset don't waste time when you're doing the dishes. You don't even have to watch. Uti headset. Wala.
Yeah, so I think that's what we're gonna do, because then we're not gonna finish the review if we're gonna go back with this is what they asked. Yeah, but there is that, and also online people can Google and and do like, and you can self-assess. Yeah, when you self-assess, then you become aware this is what you're going through. And then with Tshepiso Shongwe no Phumzile Vanga, they spoke a lot about depression. They spoke about their journeys, how they survived, and also knowing how to cope. Also going to an institution where you can get booked to take the time off from the busy schedule, from your busy life, so that you can take care of your mind and your state. So those are the things and that are available, or institutions that are available to people. So they go deep as well on their journey, under mental health. And with the episode, we even had 2 episodes, 1 and 2. Yeah, because how things spiral down to, and how then she is now coping, and how she is doing well. She's working, she's still a single parent, and she's doing amazingly well, with her kids. Also Phumzile, she has grown and came out of herself, because she was one of my mentee. So we had a coaching relationship between, so we've done a whole lot, and we had a review last week. We had a review checking where she is, her state of mind, and the things that she wanted to do for herself, where she wanted to grow. Also, she had an issue with confidence issue. She thought she has a small voice, but she knew she had so much to say. She had this internal voice that wanted to. She also started her own channel, which is called she has on Instagram. She does the Instagram live. It's the village. So she now calls people to her village and talk about the issues of healing the inner child. Yeah, healing the inner child. So these are the beauties of conversations in life, hence the platform.
A gift that keeps on giving.
Yes.
Now moving on to religion. Spirituality. What's the difference between the two?
Religion and spirituality. But what's the difference between the two?
Before we go far, because it's a war, hey?
No, it is.
People like to fight and say, "Ooh."
It is a war. So let me start with spirituality. Okay. Spirituality is it's a journey with self. There is no institution that is guiding you or self. Religion, there is like a Bible. There is things to follow. There is your church, a different type of a church, where everything happens in a certain church or institution that is guided by a certain religion. Like we'll say Christianity, the principles that guides Christianity is Christ. That's why it's Christian. So the basis of Christianity is Christ.
So it has systems and structures in place.
So it's that you need to live by. That you live by, yes. And everything, it's in this Bible, and the church decisions or the institution. That's why I want to say institution, because there's different churches, there's different denominations, and we've done that conversation with Ugerald as well. So understanding religion, but spirituality is something. It's something that you, as a spirit, as a soul, as a person in this body, you can exercise anytime, anyway. And it's not religion. 2 different things. and connecting to a spirit. And also it goes also beyond other people, like where you come from, who you are, your surname. Then spirituality then becomes a holistic view of self, and there are no principles much that are guiding how your spirit and where your space is spiritually. So the topics about religion and spirituality, for me, why those topics, it's funny that they also became type of a theme. I've spoken to the Chakadamas, I've spoken to the missionaries who in their church they do things differently, and why young people will go on a mission to serve others, how they learn to serve. And then as we've spoken about different religions and being in a marriage with different beliefs and religion, where people come from the religious, that like staunch religious background that doesn't mix with now African spirituality, or being somebody who does traditional stuff, because then you find traditional stuff and religion don't mix anymore. So that also came up, and the awareness of self, when it comes to your spirituality or African spirituality or traditions and religion, to understand those things are very different. So talking to Buitumelo, they link, because we are beings, we are human beings, we are born here to experience almost everything that is happening in this life. Everything that is happening, we are human beings, we are here to experience it. And spirituality, what I love about it more is then there's no boxing. Today I can wake up and be interested in this and go with this and learn about this. Tomorrow my spirit can wake up and wanting to unlearn or learn something different, and not limited with anything else. That's what I love about being a spiritual being. It's very free. It's a very free space. And then I've interviewed Ubu Dumelo, like a young Sangoma, who was just who was just I think 18. And then now she's a Kobela, she's about 21. So just understanding the journey, hence the spiritual space. There's a lot of people, hence the elder Chakadama, them going to a missionary. That's another calling on its own. Hence I had those conversations.
Can I ask, would you say, here there was this other debate somewhere on Twitter. So looking at, hence we're saying spirituality is more open, and what it is, and it's different for each individual. Would you say African, or let me not say African, Mara, that culture, okay, like Bungoma and all of that, would you say it's more spiritual than religious?
Yes.
Why?
Healing, there is sure Ubungoma, for me, it's more spiritual in a sense of how it happens. How people get to connect with the gift, if I may say so. Like for instance, if Buitumelo was, it started with the dreams. So in the Bible, they won't talk about the dreams. And there won't be somebody who is part of your family, or a gogo or umkulu, who would help you through the journey, or who will bring this in a journey. Hence I would then put Ubungoma, Ubu Prophecy, and all of those under spirituality than religion.
Religious.
And then the religion is different.
It's different. Because someone was debating it, but it's more it's another form of religion, because there's also a set of rules and procedures and ikalchaya corn. And then the argument was the people who are fighting for religion and were saying, but religion is like this, you follow this, and then they were saying spirituality, and then the person fighting for the religious things was saying, but that's the same thing, because you still, as that spiritual being, follow a culture. So it was just funny.
I think as in we get stuck as well on the naming of
and wanting to just label
what is religion,
and not just
what is spirituality, and so people go through journeys. and they meet things in their lives. They get to express them differently, and
I like that.
trying to unpack what is religion, what is not, is if you are a healer, it differs. Like for me, I always like to take examples and not try to sound like, like use definitions from the Google or definitions from the book. I just talk under general, and I would make an example. If you go, we are a medical school. You get your gynecologist, you get your pediatricians, you get, so healing can be healing in a different way. In a different way, in a different space. So whatever you call it, be it falls wherever. That's what it is.
But it's still under medicine.
Yeah. So when you come, it's just that then the regulation, which people will say, because the medical, you go to a varsity, which is different than the initiation school, where we are go and you are followed your dreams, where you get to graduate.
By that.
Yeah. Why? Maybe in the argument, I wouldn't say it falls under religion so much, because then it's different to each and every individual.
Yeah.
And there's tradition, and there's ukuthi ubani uphuma kuphi, and and lapho not everybody, you cannot just go to UNISA for it. You can go to different people. You cannot just go to a certain church for ubungom. You might go to a church like Amapostoli, but you can still go to a person to learn about all these things. So that's how, for me, how it differs. But those are the topic of conversations with the Phumzile that I really quite enjoy talking about. Yeah, and learning to just be as human beings and not judge each other based on the journeys, and allow the human being to be human.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Before we go into
an hour now.
Before we go,
so that we
must have a part 2,
so that we can close it off nicely.
But before we go to the difference makers, I want you just to let us in on the thoughts that became your solo videos. And you have quite a few. You have more videos with people than you have personal videos.
Yeah. I think, as I said, now that I understand that I'm a conversationalist, I love having conversations with people. But I know I have a lot of conversations with myself in my mind. Sometimes by the time I get out of the shower or I get out of the room, I've had the conversation until and then now that I had it, then it's difficult for me to come and have it. To come have it here. So maybe because the channel is based on inspiring others through other people's journeys, so it's not only my journey, it's not only and I don't talk about myself as much, but I do talk about myself with people a lot more than I talk about everybody else. So I do the solo videos as they come, as I see them, but I understand I'm being pushed to do a lot more, so those more will be coming. Yes, 1818 angel numbers. So maybe one day I'll do one video about angel numbers. Okay. Yeah, because most people did see the 1111. They ask me, why are you posting 1111? Why are you posting this bad story for another day? I think I'll do the video about that. Yeah.
Difference makers. Why that? Actually, she named the theme. Number 1. Why?
Yeah, man.
That panel. It was great playlist as well.
Yeah. So when I said difference makers, because when I looked at the people that I interviewed, like Yozanele, Lindo, your Hotatso, it's young people, your Charlie, the Booksman, your Zakani, your Hukanyisile, I had real estate, I also had the Boho, yes, so it's young Dr. people. Knox. Oh yes, Dr. Noktula, oh yeah, Dr. Knox. Also, like, I can just add to people who wrote books. So these are individuals who in their own right or in their own lives are making a difference, through activities or through their businesses and things that they do, and how they started them and where they are now, like with, if I can, as an example, Uchali, making books available to people so that they don't have to go to Emma Malls to get the book. And as a reader himself, he wanted people to say,
from my love of
yes. And when he discovered, I think what I liked about what he said, every problem, every challenge that you might have, there is a book for it. So if you can't go for counseling, if you can't find a coach and all that, there is a book about something that you need for business, for anything else. So those so that's why I call those people different makers, because they make a difference in other people's life by making sure that whatever they sell or whoever they are as a being, they help others. Like Uteboho, Let's Talk Magents. You know, he talks about men not opening up and the issues why men don't open, you know, that boys don't cry, and how as mothers, how as women, you know, we also are the problem that makes men don't talk. And him bringing that awareness, you know, to people and holding seminars for the boys to teach them that it's okay to talk, and you will go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you are a human being. You are not a human being because of your gender, then you need to do things differently. No, you have emotions, the same emotions that women have. You have your brain, you can cry, you have tears, you know, so that it's to normalize men to be human beings. Yeah, and not but be men first before yourself. Yeah, and not be men first before they are human beings. They must be human beings first in their agenda
before you.
Yeah, so whatever a human being can go through and can express is the same, you know. So go to the gender we are able to express it anytime, anyhow. But just to empower men, you know, about that emotional part of things.
And you actually have a mainly woman dominated channel, so what I'd like to see
more males,
please.
More males, yeah. But we have Tabang, you know, who started a pizza. Who started a pizza in KZN, you know.
That's not inspiring.
Yeah, that was inspiring. Started a pizza at home during lockdown. He didn't know what to eat, and then there was flour. And that's what he said. I didn't know I was hungry. I didn't know what to eat. I was just tired and bored, and I just checked how to make pizza flour, and then it became now a business. He has now a full-fledged pizza business in KZN. So that's one of the different makers.
What are your top 3 favorites in this category? Before I generate in this category, because there is a lot of people.
Your
top 3 in the different makers.
Yeah. So my top. I'm getting to there's top, but there's favorite. When I go back to those conversations, it warms my heart, and I can do them over. You know, Charlie's. It's always comes up in my mind.
Why?
One, Charlie, we didn't even know each other from, you know, other people I've interviewed. I know them, you know. Charlie is one of the people. Tabang is one of the people that I didn't know. When I saw them on Twitter and seeing what they do, and they were open to have these conversations with me, you know, that was. And I think also Zanele, you know, Zanele was also a wonderful one because of young as she is, tall as she is, you know, she faced a lot of you know, those are other kind of people. You are strong because of things that has been bullied, you know, and she wanted to challenge everything. It's like getting into pageants, you know, because she's tall and big bodied, not just tall and slim, you know, but she just went through almost everything to say, when they say why you mutega, or that, you know, challenge the status quo, I think, of people. Why don't you play netball? Then she went on the other direction. I think I also enjoyed conversations with it. Tebogo definitely. It was an eye-opener. I think I learned a lot because I have a son who is quiet as well, who doesn't share much about his emotions. He is just a being, but listening to Tebogo to understand, you know, that we need to help. Mostly we as mothers, we can still help our sons to groom them for marriage, or to groom them for being fathers out there, without continuing to say boys don't cry, or wanting them to be strong and not wanting them, you know, to be themselves, you know, and want them good because you know, you can fight for yourself, or whatever the case might be. Good, those kind of things that make male, when they can't do that, then they feel less of themselves. So it was such a eye opener. And then Liepa, Desmond, it was very motivational. He is another teacher, or he is a life coach of note. You know, that was
What
wonderful.
does that mean? Of note?
Like when he
Sounds like
no,
like a stamp. You know the judge.
Yeah. No, he does motivational talks. He speaks from the heart. He speaks from like a passion that I've experienced him. I think that's why you know, from the camps that he has done. And after that interview, if you can go back to that interview and read the channels, every university student that he has touched, they come back and say, that's my father.
Oh.
That's why I'm saying a motivator of note, because he has motivated people who wanted maybe to just stop, who just wanted to let go, who just wanted to give up, but they say because of Prates. I've gone through this.
Can I call Prates?
Yeah. And then there's Ukathala as well in the arts that I enjoyed. Actually, most I really enjoyed. They
could go on there.
I can go on. They are. Because the highlights are different, from
yes,
what
you get a different experience from them.
Definitely. Takani, the farming, making agriculture and being
the feminineness that you can do it. You don't have to be a man. You don't have to be a white.
So attractive to be a woman farmer. Yeah. And after our conversation and all that, after a month, guess what? She also started her own channel. Hey Sakani, hint. I think we're gonna link it there. So yeah, I think that is Conversations with the Phumzile review. Yes. So to the viewers, thank you again for subscribing, and please continue to what happened?
Angel number.
Oh, it was 010101. Yeah. Please, definitely we'll do one for angel numbers. So do subscribe. Now that I see it again, do subscribe. Do post, and then please let us know who would you like to see, and maybe you can just send a comment, or with their names and their numbers, or where we can find them,
and topics
and topics, yes, and the topics that you like us to cover. Yeah. And if you have a story, yes,
please pitch yourself.
Yeah, put yourself up.
Singing is pitching.
Hit me up. This is Phumzile. Conversations with the Phumzile, the girl next door. Story of me and many names.
Season
and
2.
Many surnames. So I get stuck on calling myself, but yes, the channel is Phumzile, the Conversations with the Phumzile, the girl next door. And then this is Ma-Auntieza, or auntie. I wanted to call her my ghost lady, but next time we're gonna have her maybe on a different topic, because you can see the conversations that happened. Some of the questions, how they went all the other way. Now we needed to unpack. So definitely, I think we'll come up with one topic, and then we can unpack it together. That would be lovely. Hey, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit subscribe, and then
I will say it in a different subscribe,
and then
like
and then hit
notification. Yes,
the notification button or the bell, so that when the next video is uploaded, you will be notified. And please share word of mouth.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Tell your sister, your boyfriend's auntie.
Yeah.
Thank
you.